Oftentimes, I see people stuck in get ready mode. They're not actually doing the thing that leads to the reality that they want to experience for themselves. See, source is instant, creates instantaneously. It is just doing automatically. Character overthinks, it procrastinates, it resists, it has doubts, it has fears, it has what if this happens? What if my family don't like what I'm doing? What if I upset my relationship, my partner? What if I pursue this thing and I try to quit my job and then I lose everything? Right? We have fears like, man, fear of success, fear of failure. This is the character. This is not you. This is the character. Keeping you in a prison of your own matrix, your own internal matrix. The character sets limitations on yourself. You've got a ton of labels, identities, beliefs about yourself. And that creates a prison of what you can experience in your reality. I remember when I first hired a coach, and at the time I invested $500 into this coach. In fact, I didn't have the money, right? I borrowed it. I invested into this coach because I saw this coach had testimonials, and his testimonials were really good. I'm like, okay, this seems like it works, like it seems like the real deal, right? So I invested. And prior to this, it took me 2 years to make my first sale online. So I invested, and within 2 weeks, I made $2,500. So it took me 2 years to make my first sale. Okay, and in 2 weeks after hiring a coach and working with someone, I was able to make $2,500 in my online business. Now, this was many, many years ago. I'm talking like 15 years ago now. And I then went on to hire another coach who told me I can charge $25K. I can charge $25,000. People are going to want to work with me for that price. I'm like, no way, nah, man, that ain't happening, bro. Like, that is not happening. I'm uneducated. I'm Black from the Caribbean. I'm not really that good with my words, right? I'm dyslexic. I'm attention deficit. I'm struggle to read. I don't even know how to put two words together in a conversation. Who's gonna buy from me, bro? Like, 25K. This is what my character was saying. So I was extremely anxious about it when I was working with this coach, but he said, no, people will pay you the money if you offer them the right thing. Like, okay. So, because I kind of knew about presence at the time, I kind of knew the mind is, or the character is the distraction. I just done it anyway. I didn't listen to my mind, didn't listen to my body. This guy is telling me this is possible. He wants to work with me. And by the way, just so you know what happened, I hired him as a coach, and then he saw me making sales. Originally, like I was making like $2,000, $1,000 sales. And then he's like, okay, you can charge this too, right? And he saw how fast I was moving, right? I was moving, getting results. Again, prior to this, like I said, I made $2,500. I was starting to make money online. In fact, I made my first 20K month. And then that's when I wanted to hire and work with this next coach, right? And when I hired him, right, I was only making like, 1,000, 2,000 here and there. And like, money was coming in, but it was happening quite fast. And he wasn't expecting that. And so for whatever reason, things worked out where he said, "Hey, man, like, let's partner. Let's become teammates." Right? It's like, damn, man, I get to work with a millionaire directly. So I fly out to Texas to meet him in Texas. Can't remember the area in Texas that he was living at the time. In fact, you may know this guy. You may have seen him around. His name is Oliver Nino, the spiritual activator. And yeah, I teamed up with him. He was showing me I can make 25K. And still my mind, body didn't believe. I think it took about maybe 10 to 14 days. I made my first ever $25,000 sale in one day. Like, damn, bro. So all the limiting beliefs, all the identities, all the narratives and stories character was saying had to shut up, right? He had to shut up. Like, it's like, oh, damn, yeah, doesn't matter that I'm black. It doesn't matter that I'm uneducated, that I struggle with this and that and whatever, right? That doesn't matter. That is the narrative that keeps you stuck in the prison. That month, I made $80,000. Every 1 hour call that I was doing, I made $2,888. And that was like the average across the month. Crazy. After that, I was able to produce 25K sales for myself, 25K sales for other people. I worked with a guy named Antahai. He made his first 15K sale after working with me for 2 weeks. Who am I, right? That's what the character says. Who am I to do this? Who am I to start the business? Who am I to quit my job? Who am I to travel the world? Who am I to improve my relationships and have an amazing life? Who am I not to wear a mask in my relationships anymore? Who am I to not listen to the personal development gurus anymore and realize my truth that I am? And that's it. Just I am. Source, pretending to be limited. Them chickens be singing, yo. Like, them chickens. Cockerels, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I love being in nature, out here in Bali. It's beautiful. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but it might be a little bit blurry there. The rice fields. Beautiful. Now, since then, been able to travel all over the world. Been to so many countries, sometimes I even forget where I've been. I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it because So many things are possible outside of the prison of mind. And if you think you know, you don't know. Okay? Because even if I think I know, I don't know, right? And I'm not willing to say that I know. I don't know. Even though I'm teaching this, I don't know. There's so many layers to this game, right? And I've experienced results with it where I can be having a conversation with my fiance, and I remember we was in Vietnam, right? I was in Vietnam, and she asked me what luxury car I would buy, if I was making more income, right? More revenue, more income, right? And she's like, "Oh, would you buy a Ferrari? Would you buy a Lamborghini?" I was like, "Nah, that's not really me. Chauffeur, Maybach, right? Or Maybach, right?" You would consider that quite a rare car, right? Very rare car. We're driving in a taxi, right? The Grab. And guess what? 10 seconds later, there was a Maybach in Vietnam, Da Nang. This is so unlikely to happen. So things move quickly, things move fast when you're operating on the God frequency. Enlightenment, samadhi, pure consciousness, isness. When your mind is pure, when your mind is empty, right? It doesn't need to be filled with a lot of garbage, like more information, more knowledge. Empty mind, clear mind leads to high frequency. People think high frequency is good feelings, right? Which it can be, right? But the true high frequency doesn't necessarily feel good. It can feel good sometimes, but most of the time it's like a content, peace, equanimity state is very still. Right? You want to own your reality, you got to own the internal world. You got to realize that you are not the mind, you are not your thinking, and thinking is a prison. So source is working instantly, the character is slowing you down. And we want to be operating on the level of source, presence. So I'm here to just remind you. I'm not here to teach you anything. You already know this stuff, right? And so if you want to continually be reminded on a deeper level, then check out links in the description. You can join my school, the Own Your Reality School, and you can take charge of your reality, become sovereign, and step into your presence so you can achieve your income goals, heal your relationships, and stop buying more and more courses that you don't need, that's just filling your mind with more prisons. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.